back. I don't want any surprises.
Way to spend a night as any. waste of time. There ain't shit out here.
No, 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 this cannot be happening!
Ugh.
Please just be quiet. Bad enough I gotta be out here.
This is a waste of time. There ain't shit out here. Whatever, just keep looking. We're not gonna find a damn thing out here.
Oh, what's up, Beast?
What's up, AR?
Nothing much. Just broadcasting Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I'm trying to take down a big old base stealthy.
Nice.
And I'm doing pretty well so far with it.
That's cool, man.
But you kind of have certain spots rigged just in case if I have to go loud. Oh.
Yeah, I figured to invite you to the party. I mean, I saw you on.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't too much of a problem.
Nope, I was just broadcasting. That's pretty much it.
Oh, I see. I have not felt like myself in days, dude.
Why not?
I don't know, I'm getting angry easily.
No one's dumb enough to
Actually, I don't like how I'm starting to...
That's not good.
Yeah. I'm thinking that my anxiety and depression
I
are
got 3
coming
weeks
back.
left, and I'm out of here.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey!
Nope. It's not, but I'm working on it.
Okay, how the hell did they not flashbang him? Like, blind him? Like, they were like, the one guy turned around right when I threw a flashbang and he did not get blind. That makes no sense.
I have no idea, man.
But at least everybody didn't get alerted for some reason.
Well, that's good. Well, AR, I finally made it to a 936 pound.
Only one with long
Nice.
range comms here. You need to keep me informed of everything you see and hear.
Excuse me, sorry. I had this shitty sneeze.
Makes me wonder if anybody's gonna end up watching my broadcast. There's a couple of times nobody actually watches it.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, well, I'm taking it probably because I don't broadcast all the time.
Yeah, probably. Is it a YouTube or is it...
Yeah, it's a YouTube.
You gotta be careful with the broadcast, because I notice after an hour they usually cut it.
True. Makes me wonder if I should just broadcast off of Twitch.
I would, if I was you. It's been a while since I've done any broadcasting of any kind, but I mean, if I were you, I probably would think about broadcasting on Twitch.
I mean, I have a Twitch account. Oh, I didn't see this guy coming.
And it's much easier to get people to watch you on Twitch.
True.
Don't get me wrong, it's not, by any means, it's not easy no matter what you do. But
True.
it's easier.
Oh, those two guys alerted.
Wake up, assholes! We got hostiles.
No, you
'Cause
don't.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You're a pretty good gamer.
Oh, thank you. Oh, time to go loud.
Then again, you're hearing this coming from probably one of the angriest gamers there are.
True.
But shit, that still fucking sells people on it. When you're fucking aggressive.
True.
Depending, of course.
Well, see,
There's
the
some
only...
people...
The only stuff what pisses me off on the game when the stuff doesn't make any sense. Like, or when you come across the PvP where, you know, there's, and this is just putting, well, I guess I won't put it bluntly, whoever watches it, I don't care. Honestly, everybody has a right to their opinion, but I honestly think there's some shit players when it comes down to it, especially when you go into the PvP area, like the Dark Zone. on the Division, when you sit there at the damn doorway and that's all you do all day, and you're sitting at the max level, that's...
Ah, shit, AR, stop calling me out.
I'm just saying uh, it's... If you think about it, if you sit there at level 99 and you're just gonna... You have the best gear and shit, and you sit there at a doorway just waiting for people to come out and then don't even give them a chance to even shoot. I can understand if you're not giving them a chance and they're like out and open, but right when they walk through a doorway, it's kind of shitty on their half. But that's my opinion, not everybody else's opinion.
What AR? You're giving everyone my secrets. Come on now.
Oh, they gotta come. Oh wait.
I don't know if you have it set to where they can just hear you or what.
They probably can. I mean, I have it where they can hear me talking.
Well, I don't know if you have it set to where they hear just you or if they can hear what I'm saying too.
I think you can. I think they can hear you too, because I think I have that.
Well, I was just saying because that'd be. I don't know. I'm just saying that'd be a pretty crappy conversation, only hearing one side of that.
Well, true. Like whenever I broadcast, I make sure it's open so everybody can hear everybody. I don't think the whole point of not, or I mean, I can understand you can ask people, but I mean, hey, you're gaming. What else are you gonna do? Just hear one sided of one conversation, and be like, oh, I gotta guess what's going on.
I just have to know with your stream, do you want me to be careful with how I talk? Because you know me.
Honestly, my honest opinion, everybody has their own opinion. Anybody can say whatever they want. I'm not going to judge anybody what they say. So.
I know there's some people when they stream and stuff, they prefer people to keep it clean.
True.
That's all. That's why I asked you. It is your stream, it is up to you, you know.
Well,
obviously, if I get you in trouble for my words.
Well, I look at it this way. You know, you have your way you're talking, I have my way of talking. Everybody talks their own way. So, honestly, I'm not going to be like, oh, wait, you can't say that. Like, who the hell am I to say that?
The only thing that I wouldn't approve of was when I was streaming. I didn't realize it, but people would say some pretty racist shit in my stream. That to me is a big no-no.
Oh yeah, that right there, the racist, and I'm gonna call it racist bullshit. That right there, I can understand a little bit of racist joke, cause I mean some people will take it offensive. Some others, like, well, now on times with, you know, Donald, you know what, I'm just gonna say Donald Dick in office there. I don't care if I offend somebody, that's my opinion.
I have no issues with everyone having their own opinion. I would, like, me personally, I support the president. Not everybody does, as you know. Obviously, look at you. You don't support him,
well,
but...
The only thing I will say, and I honestly think the only reason Trump is in office, I can understand he's trying to do some good. I disagree with a lot of the shit that comes out of his mouth. But if he is a president, and we do have a president who's trying to do some good, it just some things. Well, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. All presidents in their own way, if you're going to get elected, you're corrupt in some type of way. I don't care if you're a goody-goody two-shoes. You have some corruption because you're working for the government. The government itself is so corrupt, it's not even funny. So, I mean...
Well, anyhow, here's the thing. A lot of people said a lot of negative shit about Ronald Reagan when he became in office, because he was a quote-unquote actor. He wasn't a politician. But then when a politician does get in office, well, what do you expect? They're a politician. You know, when they do something wrong, that's the excuse. What do you expect? They're a politician. You know, and honestly, with Donald Trump, most of the stuff that people are mad about has been disproven that he's even said or done some of the stuff. Granted, he does do wrong. I'm not going to say he don't. Every single human being in the world does something wrong. I don't give a damn who you are. You could be the frickin' Pope, and you do something wrong.
Hey, I'm pretty sure the Pope has done some shitty shit in his life.
Oh,
Who hasn't?
I'm sure. I'm sure. You know, but as far as Trump goes, most of the stuff that was said was proven to be rumor or opinion.
True, but
You know, and here's the thing: if I hear something that's fact, I'll be like, all right, that's fact, and you know, if it is something shitty, I'll be like, yeah, that's pretty shitty. Like, I'm hearing about a rumor that Trump supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not, Trump supposedly taking away an order that Obama put in office about not discriminating against gays and lesbians. If that's true, like, you know, that he's okay with discriminating against them, I'm not okay with that. You know, I would strongly disagree with that. You know, as for if it's true right now, that is what I'm waiting to see.
yeah, I mean, one of my biggest things, like, I've heard it so much from just the media, and, well, not just the media, but from a lot of the stuff, but seeing his reaction to one of the biggest questions they have, and, my issue is if you can't answer something straightforward, you can't say the media is making something up. I mean, they could be, like, what I'm getting at is, they asked him, does he have ties to Russia? Okay, if he doesn't have ties to Russia, then he needs to be straightforward and be like, look, I do not have ties to Russia. But if you're sitting there running circles around the question, then either you do have ties with Russia and you don't want anybody to know it, because you do realize the government's going to be like, hey, you have ties to Russia and you're not letting us know this, they're going to string him up just because of that specific reason there.
Here's the thing. If he had ties to Russia, there would be photographic evidence. And I'm not trying to, like, open a can of worms on anything to do with politics. I'm not trying to create issues. I'm just trying to explain what I've noticed. And I've noticed that there were photos with Hillary Clinton shaking hands with Putin. There was fucking videos of Bill Clinton and George Bush Jr. But I've not seen any actual evidence of anything with Trump. I'm not saying that Trump's perfect. Trump
No, I'm not saying he's not perfect. I'm just saying the whole fact of, the only thing I'm saying is, if he doesn't have ties to Russia but there's no evidence, then he needs to clearly state it and not try to run circles around the question. He needs to be like, no, I do not have ties to Russia.
I do understand that, but that's also the cause of why people were so, when Obama was in office, why people were questioning his birth and his birth certificate, which still has yet to be actually a proven fact.
Well,
I don't give a shit anyway if he was born here or not. But if you're gonna go according to the American laws, you might as well check that shit before someone gets in office.
true. I mean, I look at it this way, and this goes with, like, how businesses run. Okay, if you do it with a lot of people who try to go get a job. You usually do a background check. I honestly think they should do the same thing before a president gets in office. Do a background check. Make sure he doesn't have any ties to these countries what, we have issues with. Make sure from that point. And be like, okay, you don't have this and this and this.
Another thing is that really, really confuses me is even if Trump does have ties with Russia, Russia is still considered an ally of the United States. why would that be an issue?
Well, if you think about it, because well, I was gonna say, if you think about it, yes, we for that, how you said it, because they're their ally, but they could, I mean, they could easily take it as an act of, what is it, what I'm trying to say, get at,
I'm
God.
assuming you're going with the act of treason.
Kind of in a way, because even if a country has, say, if we are allies with them, but they don't tell us, hey, this is one of our people you're about to put in office, yes, it can lead up to treason for that person who is being put in office, but not just that, but they can also act of war when it comes down to it, because of the fact they didn't notify the government, whoever they have, like, you know, their allies with. They can take it as that.
But just because he may or may not have ties with Russia, if they're our ally, like, they're aligned with us. They are here to help us.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you know what I mean? A lot of
True.
people are like, oh, he's the next Hitler. How the fuck can you say that? Have you ever met Hitler? Have you ever seen anything that he's actually done? Because
I get what I do get what you're saying from that. It's just some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth when he says like certain phrases. Those phrases are actually the same, almost they're translated different, but they're almost the same as what Hitler said, but they're translating it in a different way from that. And
a lot of the things that the Democrats actually say and or do currently are things Hitler did. He disarmed his citizens. He made, he put bans on the way they speak, which our government has tried to do. As a matter of fact, in Massachusetts, they want to ban the word bitch. You can go to jail or get a ticket for saying the word bitch because it offends somebody.
Well, that's stupid, because the definition of bitch actually means a female dog in heat.
Female dog.
Like,
exactly.
Why would you ban somebody? I guess I can understand it could offend somebody depending how you're using the word, because like one of the biggest things what offends me, and it's not just because the way how a person uses it, and I will say won't say the whole word, I just call it the N word, but a lot of people, they use it in the wrong way. They usually use it as a racist term, or they're trying to say, what's up my, you know, and it's like, do you even understand where that came from? Like, a lot of people, like, I went off on a guy, it was like early in the morning, and the guy just kept saying it over and over, and I put on my mic, and I went off on him, like, do you even understand where that word originated from? And the guy's just like, he was like really stupid. He's like, me. I'm like, no. It originated from when the British went over to Nigeria, with their accent and the way how they talk, they couldn't pronounce it the proper way. So it ended up coming to that word, and then over the years, it became a racist word, and then it went from a racist word to a slang word, and the actual definition of it is an uneducated person. So technically, it doesn't have to do with gender or race. It just has to deal with a person who has enough education level. So
it's still derogatory, though.
True. I mean, technically, you could take any word and turn it into how you just said it.
Derogatory.
Yeah.
Which basically means negative.
True. I mean, any word could be a negative word. Like, you know, a lot of people, like, you know, if they're really, like, there's some Christians out there, you even say hell in a sentence, they're going to take that offensive. So, I mean, any word can be offensive, but the biggest thing that offends me from the N-word in general is when somebody uses the improper. Like, I'm like, you, the only, like, when I hear people say, what's up, my, you know, it's like, did you realize you just called your person, your friend there, uneducated? Like, do you even understand that? You probably don't.
Do you realize you called your friend there the equivalent of the R word?
Exactly.
that is literally what it actually means in the
True.
dictionary.
And it's yeah, I think it's just hilarious, but and on top of it, it kind of offends me when somebody uses an improper word like that, and not like, you know what I mean? Like they're not making themselves sound intelligent. I can understand if they say it in an intelligent way, then I won't have no issue with it. But that
Well, just
everybody,
like with me, people would think, oh, well, he didn't graduate high school. He got a GED, so
you,
he's not smart.
you know
Guess
what?
what? I'm smarter than you fucking think, buddy.
True. I mean, okay. There is a big difference. There's book smart, there's street smart, and then the smarts you learn on a daily basis from not
Common
just your
sense.
exactly with common sense. So not necessarily if you look that person didn't finish high school. Oh well, I bet you throw something in front of them like a subject they know really well than you, they'll make you look like you're stupid. So I mean,
Exactly, because
not
school only tests you, A, on book smarts, but also they test you on a number of things. And if you're not good at one thing, but you're good at other things, they're like, oh, well, he or she's not that intelligent.
true.
That's
And
not a fair way to look at it.
true. It's like I told you the stuff what I've been going through with court. Like I look at it this way. I think one of the psych eval what I took, the reason why I fell below average with one of the tests, and I want to say it's that little puzzle test where they want you to make a split-second decision. But the way
Mhm.
I feel is you should only be able to make split-second decisions when you're in a dire situation where, say, if somebody's threatening your life, or you have a gun put to your face, or like in the situation with my daughter, she,
Yep.
I went to make her something to eat, and I didn't
Mhm.
realize she went in the next room because I wasn't watching her at the time, which I feel like shit for not being a watcher.
Right.
But she ended up bumping her head, and
Yep.
my split second decision, and yes, my ex yelled at me about it, but my very first reaction was call. I think it was her grandmother or her mom. I called right off the bat. And I'm
Mhm.
like, what do I do? Because I don't know if I should take her to the hospital because she's got this big old goose egg. And she's like,
Mhm.
look, stay calm. Just make sure she doesn't go to sleep. If she passes out on you, call the 911 right off the bat. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But at the same time, it was around her nap time. And she was crying because she was so tired and I was keeping her up. And I felt horrible, but I'm like, look, little girl, I gotta make sure you're okay. I can't, I can't just let you go to. I know it's your nap time. I want to be able to make you go to sleep, let you go to sleep, but I can't. So, in those, I think in those type of situations, you should be able to make a split second decision, but
Mhm.
not all the time. And I think that's what they wanted me to do right then. And I'm like, you put a puzzle in front of me, and I'm not making a split second decision. I'm going to try to figure out the best of my ability to figure out how to, do these different puzzles or do it this way so I can figure it all out.
Right.
And not a lot of people do that. They don't like take the time to, slow down their mind to be able, okay, let's figure it out this way. They automatically do that, which is basically acting without thinking, and that ends up in so many
That
complications.
creates so many issues.
Exactly. So
Too many, as a
if,
matter of fact.
I think if that's the reason why they won't give him my son, and I'm just gonna be straightforward, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. You don't.
I think they should tell you why. I really think they should. I don't know if they will, but I think that's what
Well,
they should do.
the way how everything has been going through court, like the judge was on my side all the way to the next court date, the last court date. And when I was talking to Mama, because there's a lot of rich people down here, and
Mhm.
the foster parents knows a lot of people. Every person I've been talking to, they're like, yeah, they know a lot of people. So I think it's when it comes down to it, it's like
I
it's
hate
kind of
how it's not about what you know these days. It's about who you know, and it's bullshit.
Well, if it is a case and money's involved, and you know the funny part is all those people you gave money to like that be the first ones to turn their back on you once you don't have anything.
Oh yeah.
And when it comes
that's
up,
literally rules of the street 101.
exactly, and a lot of people forget that. They're like, oh well, look, they're my friend because I have all this money. I just paid these people. No, they're not your friend. They're only, it's, what is it called, a means to an end. They get what they want, and then once they're done with you, they're not your friend. They do not give a crap about you at all.
That's a fact.
And, you know, I think it's crappy about that situation, but, you know, who's going to get the last laugh out of all that? I am. I may not get my son, which is bullshit reasons, but I get the last laugh because I'm like, you're a bunch of fucking idiots when it comes down to it. You don't realize these people are going to be the ones who turn their back on you. And I love my son, I love my kids, but when it comes down to that's just a crappy situation. Oh God, I took off way too quick. I already damaged my helicopter.
This game is such BS right now.
What's going on? You're playing Destiny 2 right now?
Yeah. Yep, the power level in this game right here. I'm gonna strike, well, a mission, actually, where the power level should be my power level right now is a little lower, but I should be able to if you go for any Destiny 1. I'm at 936. I should be able to face these guys and not have much trouble. But I'm getting demolished.
Jeez.
And it's mostly ogres here.
Oh, if you want me to, give me couple. Oh, excuse me. Give me a couple more seconds, and I'll come join you.
I don't. Honestly, I would appreciate it, but you're what, a 911 or something?
Yeah, but you know what? I can still do it.
Yeah, but these guys are demolishing me. I'm a 936. I'm like,
what are they right now?
They're 940. You wouldn't even much. I mean, if you want to play Destiny 2, I'm all for it. I'll play different missions. This mission is pissing me off. Like, literally, there's ogres everywhere in this mission. You don't just face, like, an ogre, that's alright. No, you face ogre with acolytes, and the acolytes are strong. But if you want to play some Destiny, I'm just fucking, I hate this mission. And it's a mission to get a really powerful gun. I mean, I don't mind running strikes and shit.
I actually gotta do that one mission with the going with the Vex and stuff.
I don't know what I'll technically not help you, but, you know, work with you on that.
Well, I'm technically overpowered in that area, honestly, because it's the what is it called, the Vex. Oh God, give me a second after that one.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, this is actually pretty frustrating, this mission.
Ah. Wait, what are you trying to? What gun are you trying to get?
I forget the name of it, but it's heavy. It's a heavy and it's a machine gun. But the thing is, it doesn't fire like a machine gun. It fires single rounds that are explosive, and they're
okay.
really strong.
Is it one of the exotics?
Yeah. But in order to get it, I need to be able to get through that mission. And I freaking can't.
Well, see, the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm just gonna go around pretty much collecting weapons so I can sit there and buy the rest of the vehicles I need.
Yeah.
I really... Go ahead.
I sit here and I do what I can, you know, on this game, and it's just, it's to the point where this game is just, it's worse than a pay-to-play game.
Yeah,
it really is. It's gotten to that point where you have to have no friggin' life.
Did you make that
to
damn
even
noise?
enjoy.
I heard somebody making noise.
I heard a loud squeak.
That's what I heard. You make a loud squeaky noise?
Does it look like I can make a loud squeaky noise?
Maybe. Any can make a loud squeaky noise.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think looks have anything to do with that one.
See, you did do it again. I know it ain't fucking Beast doing it. I know it's that for you. You goddamn make that noise a lot. You know what noise I'm talking about? Yeah, you're full of shit too. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, hey, it's a freaking robot, a drone. Come here, Mr. Drone. I'm gonna... That's right. Smack you with my helicopter. What, you vape? Thought you didn't have any clothes. Huh? What, Beast?
I said, AR, be careful, vaping's illegal where I am.
Yeah, but ain't illegal where I'm at. Illegal where I'm at.
So, January 28th? Yeah, what? How can they make a law?
I could try. Give me a second. Let me get away from this area where humans are.
I still can't figure out how they can make a freaking law without a vote or anything.
Why? Jesus, how many?
They literally made that law right out of the blue. There was no vote, no nothing.
God damn it. I can't get this shit off. Yeah, see, I think it's, they made that law like that, and they're a bunch of idiots. Like the people who've been mixing different chemicals and not realizing, hey, certain chemicals are really toxic.
Well, they're realizing now. They're like, oh, well, they're realizing now, oh, these kids who are in the hospital, they're not in the hospital from regular vaping. They're in the hospital from illegal shit.
Well, it's true. I mean, the funny part is, you know, any chemical what says or has cyanide in the definition means you should not vape it or mix it with any other chemical. Like it's, I forgot the name of it's cyanide, but it has another name to it. It's a certain chemical.
Seriously, if I had something like that I had patented and created, my warning label would state, warning, do not be a dumbass. Plain and simple. Warning, do not be a dumbass.
True. I mean, it's like it's common sense. As a matter of fact, and there was where I was reading, oh, not reading, but watching YouTube about one of the vaping guys who does his videos, and I like him because he's straightforward and he cusses on his videos. But the way how he says it, he's like, he reads off some of the documents where there was a kid who had a hole in his lungs, and I'm like, that kid is a fucking dumbass. I understand, yes, I agree with him. It's horrible. The kid died like that. But that was that kid's fault. You know, he knew he had a hole in his lung. You know, that was his action to go upon, you know, take it upon himself to go vape. You know, it states, you know, you're supposed to be 21 for one, because when I turn on my vape, which is a species, it brings up a warning for that. But not to mention, you have a hole in your lungs, you should not be smoking, you should not be vaping, because you're already having issues breathing. So why the hell would you do that? And then there was an older guy who had a list of medical issues. I'm like, if you have a long list of medical issues, that's another reason you should be not vaping. So, but I do like how the guy, how he sounds intelligent when he says it. He's like, okay, you, even if you had 500 people who died, statistics says that's still like a 1% of people who died. So if you're going by statistics that way, it's not really a, yes, it's unfortunate for the people who died, but it's still a small amount. So you can't just make a law stating, oh, this is a 1% of people died, so we're going to make a law where we're going to make it take away all flavor vapes, make tobacco flavor, and it's like, okay, well, you just did that, and you realize the people who go to vape are for the people who stop smoking. So you just made tobacco flavor, so what do you think those people are going to go do? They're not going to vape anymore. They're going to go buy cigarettes. So you just made...
It reminds me of that Family Guy episode where the guy, we're not selling to children, and they have the fat bald guy smoke. It's like, really?
You know, it's kind of funny you said something about not selling to children like that. Now, I was walking from Mingo's, I'm vaping, right? And I seen this kid walk up to me, and I swear he had to be at least 11 years old. And he's like, you want to have a vaping contest? And I'm looking like, no. And then this kid pulls out a freaking vape out of a little fanny pack. I'm like, who the fuck bought you that?
Yeah, you told me about that, but, I mean, hey, this conversation might actually be really good for your channel.
True. I am just saying, like, okay, yeah, and I'm just going to state this. If there are, and I'm going to state this bluntly, and I don't give a shit who doesn't like it. If you sit there and your parents and you buy your 11-year-old kid a fucking vape, you are a bunch of fucking idiots. Because
you just hurt my feelings.
You just did. I mean, okay, here's another way. Okay, why would you give your kid a vape? Would you give your 11-year-old daughter or son a fucking porno? Would you do that? No. Your answer is straight up no. Would you oh God, you just got me started, Beast. Like, okay, these shootings, what been going on, what pisses me off because they blame it on video games. Those, okay, there are games what are meant for little kids, what are, say, teen, and then there's rated mature. You do not give your fucking kid a rated mature game, what it fucking has, because rated mature states sexual contact, may have drugs and alcohol, blood and gore, and violence. Same thing as a rated mature movie. Well, I'm going to bring it up again. Would you give your child a porno? No, you would not. So why the fuck would you give your fucking kids, go buy them a rated mature game?
I.e. Grand Theft Auto, which has the most children on it.
And then, and you can't say, oh, it's the games for them stating, oh, this is the reason why they're shooting. You cannot blame it on them, because look at half the fucking people who have gaming.
I fucking grew up on Tom and Jerry. What you know?
Exactly. And my point is this. There are several YouTubers out there who play video games. Not, I have my own YouTube channel, but I'm just saying, you have people who
That's
play
right.
violent
You're
games.
a terrible example, AR.
But do you see those people going out and shooting people because they play a game? No.
Nope.
And I'm gonna say this: maybe there could be something at school where the kid's getting bullied and he's had enough of the bullshit because nobody's really doing a damn thing about it. Or maybe,
especially nowadays. Have you
true.
heard half the stories that go on?
No.
The kid tries to go to the teachers these days,
Oh.
and the one who goes to the teacher gets blamed for them being the bully. It's
Yeah,
like, are you fucking joking me?
Can you take that off? I want to see if it's straight. It's not just that, but have you did a psych eval on the kid? Because there are some people who are born in the world who are just fucking psychotic and straight up, at least psychotic enough to sit there and be like, oh, look, I got a gun, so now I'm going to shoot random fucking people. I mean, you got that case, but do you even check what's going on at home? Maybe there's something...
How about maybe teaching your child gun safety? Did we think of that? No?
The quote kind of looks like it's off balance to me.
Like,
but true.
Me, I don't own a gun in my house. I don't. Is it because I believe that my child's going to go on a shooting spree? No.
No.
Do I know that my son is ADHD autistic and doesn't always know what he's doing? Yes. But I would never utilize a gun, so I don't own one.
Here's my question. For those kids who went on school shootings, were those guns ever locked up the proper way so those kids could not get in there? Exactly. Probably not.
And by the way, you're supposed to store your ammo in a separate spot.
Exactly. I mean, those kids who, yes, it's a horrible fucking situation for the people who got shot. But you can't look at everything as black and white. You also have to look at the gray areas when it comes down to it, because it's, and I'm pretty sure it pisses a lot of gamers off out there. They hear be like, oh well, this happened because they got shooting. It's the same thing. I think when the issue was when Grand Theft Auto came out, they had that issue. Not just that, but I believe it was when Mortal Kombat first hit the market. They were having issues with that. So I'm like, okay. For one, did Mortal Kombat have a gun involved in it?
Nope.
No, it didn't. So you're trying to blame it on you're trying to.
Unless you count Stryker.
Okay, well, Stryker. Okay, well, what? For still, that's just one fucking character through it. I mean, it's the whole fact of they want. Here's the whole issue with humanity itself. They always want to point the finger not at themselves but somebody else to make a blame for them.
I have a finger to point.
Smart ass. But I'm just saying, like, they make some type of they make this big old issue because and I think it's because maybe it goes with vaping. If a company comes out with so much money, more than the cigarette company, they're gonna be like, oh well, these people we're running out. Well, they're making us go under for this product. Same thing as video games. Video games does the same thing, so they want to be like, oh well, this is an issue now.
I don't mean to hurt your rant or jump in your rant, but okay, so you're gonna make guns illegal. You're gonna make vaping illegal.
Huh?
What about the people who smoke crack? That was never legal to begin with.
No. There's a bunch of stuff what wasn't, it was illegal to have in the first place until they made it legal. I mean, it's all about, how they can make money. It's like one of the biggest things, pot. Okay, they're trying to figure out, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care who, once again, I don't care who gives me shit about it if they do, but it's like pot. The government's been trying to figure out how to fucking tax it because, for one, It's a damn herb. You cannot call something. Yes, it has hallucinant, a type of hallucinant what messes with the mind. But look at how many foods do the same thing. But you're not being like, oh, that's a drug.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's several different subjects I can get in at once. I mean, but when it comes down to it, like you said, Beast, you know, there are some things were illegal at one time, but they made it legal. Like I forgot what
My
state is it
goodness,
again?
Alcohol was illegal at one time.
Huh?
That's how you got the idea of moonshine.
What? They made a fucking drug where the fucking governor sitting there saying it's illegal for they can go get a fucking, like, I guess to get it to help them. Is it, I want to say, is it meth or something like that?
Colorado.
Yeah, it's Colorado where they fucking give people meth. Okay, who the fucking right mind would give, huh?
They give meth to overweight people to help them lose weight.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna. Oh, yeah, that's right. You give overweight people meth to lose weight. You do realize that's addictive fucking drug. Like, you're gonna give them. Oh, here, take this meth to lose weight. Oh, we forgot to tell you, you're gonna get addicted to it and you're going to die. Like, how the fuck are you even helping? Please explain to me. You know what I mean, Beast? Like, it just. The stupidity of. I swear, this is one of the reason why Drake from Blade Trinity, he locked himself away because of the fact of he got disgusted with humanity and he got disgusted with his own kind. I feel the same way with fucking humanity. Like, I'd rather lock myself away from a vault and let this fucking humanity just wipe themselves out. Just because of the shit
I have a
they do.
huge problem with current day humanity because you've got people saying, for example, if I don't agree with you, I'm automatically stupid. If you don't agree with me, you're automatically stupid. It's like, dude, can't we have
Okay, there
our
is.
own opinion?
I think everybody has a right to their own opinion, even if you think they're wrong or not. Like, that's what an opinion means. It's not stating, I mean, yes, certain things have facts, but everybody has their own opinion. They have that right to it. And that is, like, you're right about that. Nowadays, opinions don't mean shit to people at all.
Unless, of course, you believe in microaggressions.
True. And
Which,
it's like,
by the way, is all made up bullshit.
I mean, I'll go by facts, but if somebody has their opinion where they don't like it, that is their damn fucking right when it comes down to it. Like,
you can have an opinion. Doesn't mean you're right.
True.
But
It's like,
you can have an opinion.
if you look at it, everybody has an asshole, but does it make them right because they have an asshole?
I
No.
believe what you're trying to say is opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Exactly. I mean, it's. Well, what are you gonna do? Oh, you can't have asshole. You don't have that right. Who the what? I mean, to me, it just, God, it just doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, yeah, you know what? When it comes down to it, one of the things I think these kids need nowadays to act straight, yeah, I think they need some ass whoopings, and I mean by ass whoopings, I don't mean abuse. There's a big difference between abuse
you don't
and ass
mean
whoopings.
punching in the face. You mean just a nice tap on the butt. Be like, hey, you're misbehaving.
Exactly, because that's what these kids are lacking nowadays. They are lacking discipline. This is the reason why these kids act like they do today.
I've
How I
heard
remember,
kids straight up, like teenagers, not even teenagers, like 8-year-old kids call their mom a bitch, call their fucking dad a fat ass.
I'm gonna tell you,
like,
I remember back in the day when it comes down to it, if you didn't act right, you were getting an ass whooping. If you
didn't matter if you were in the middle of a store.
Oh, exactly. I remember when that street light came on and you went home, if you were even, say, 3 minutes late, you may expect an ass whooping. I mean, at least back then, those kids knew not to backtalk their parents.
The only time you were okay to come in a little bit after the streetlights was if, and this was only if, it was daylight savings time, and this was like the beginning of daylight savings time, not like in the middle where you should know better,
True.
but where
I was gonna say another thing about that too, Beast. As long as you got permission from your parents to be out a little bit late.
Oh yeah, that too.
That would save you from not getting ass whooping. But these kids nowadays, they need it.
Also, whatever happened to family dinners, dude? No families do it.
They don't have that. I mean, if you want to get into that, the definition of family, it doesn't exist anymore. The definition of friendship doesn't exist. The definition of relationships that's died out almost because the way how ignorant the world has got in general.
The world doesn't believe in love anymore at all.
No, and it's like that's why.
And today, if you say the word love, they're not looking at it as caring and compassion. They're looking at it as a physical attraction.
Yeah, and you see,
that's a problem.
See, and this goes for my ex. She always told me the reason why you love you. And this is gonna be another thing to be straightforward. When you actually love somebody much, and this goes for a good unconditional love, there is truly no definition behind it. It just is. You love that person because you care so much.
Well, AR, I think me and my wife kind of show that. I mean, me and my wife, you've heard us sit there and fucking argue.
Yeah.
Argue our brains out. But at the end of the day, just like a Simpsons cartoon, everything's back to the way it began.
Exactly. I mean, and it goes for the whole, oh, well, you should never argue when you're in a marriage or anything like that.
True, arguing's healthy, to be honest.
It is, because if you have some issue, I mean, there's a difference between unhealthy argument and, healthy argument. I mean, you eventually you will get an argument. There's no avoiding confrontation. You're going to have it one way or another, but it's all depending how you have that confrontation, and at the end of the end result, if you still come with a similar, what is the word I'm trying to look for? If you come to an agreement at the end of the day is, hey, I'm sorry, you may not agree with my opinions, but I still love you. On top of this, because there's a difference between both of us, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But, like I said, there is a difference, and people sometimes don't realize it. They but they desire the whole fact of that perfect relationship, or that perfectness to everything. And
I'm gonna say this right here and now, not to cut you off, but I'm gonna say this right here and now about the perfect relationship. Even if you find the perfect relationship, no arguments, your husband or wife agrees with everything you freaking say, guess what? You're gonna get bored of it. And you're going to want to cause an argument.
True.
And guess what? If you're in that quote-unquote perfect relationship, your other half won't want to argue. So,
True.
Yeah, go ahead, get into that perfect relationship. But guess what? It's not going to be the same as you want. And since, I don't know if you still got your stream going or not.
I do.
For those who are watching your stream, this is very healthy for you to listen to, and I know it sounds like a bunch of ranting and raving, but as far as relationships go, I think the youth, they should hear this and realize that true love means a lot more than what television or fucking phony TV shows can tell you.
True that. Touche.
And for those of you who haven't actually ever experienced true love, well, there's a good example here too. That when you truly love somebody, you are willing to put both your needs, not just your own needs, but both you and your partner's needs before yourself. If you have a child, guess what? Child always comes first.
Exactly. And I mean, when it comes down to my kids, I would do anything for them. And I'll say this, and I've said this to, a matter of fact, I've said this to caseworkers, I've said this to the court. If, and I'm not a big believer in the whole Christianity thing, but I will say this.
I know you're not.
If the devil came in my room right now and stood me and said, for my kids can have the best life they can ever have, to give up my soul for that, I would do that on a heartbeat. Because that's making sure my kids have everything they need to grow up to be good people when it comes down to it.
Although I'm pretty sure you'd have to make sure there was no double talk in that.
I would tell the devil that if you want my soul, there better not be no bullshit. Oh, I'm gonna screw you in the end of it, and your kids are gonna have a horrible life. Because I'm gonna be like, you know what? You want my soul that bad? You have to take it from me, from my cold, dead body when it comes down to it. Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a hell of a fucking fight doing it. I mean, I don't care if you're an entity and I can't, and I'm going to die trying to fight you. Oh, you better be prepared for that one hell of a fight.
You better be prepared for when I die, I'm fighting you as my soul.
Oh, yeah. And I look at it this way, I've gone through a lot of shit what I've been able to pull myself from. And I mean, I do have my friends who have helped me, but a lot of it I've done myself. So I'm one strong-willed individual when it comes down to it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can tell just by talking to you. But, yeah, you know.
True. I mean, it just... when it comes down to it, I know everything I've been through, it's shitty, but hey, it's either you pull yourself from, well, here, let's just explain. You come out of one or two people, well, here, I'm just going to go full into it. Life is hell in general. If you're not able to push yourself forward and come out of one or two people, either a stronger, better person, then you let yourself fall. When you let yourself fall, you let all those people who turned you down, you let them destroy you pretty much. Me, personally, I don't see myself falling. Every bad situation I've been into, and I mean, you can ask my friend Beast, you can ask my friend Terrence, you can ask my friend Terrence Jr., Cameron, or every single friend I know, you could probably ask that, and they'd be like, yeah, you've been able to push yourself out of some bad shit. And it just, I look at it this way, and it's actually something I seen off of Facebook. It's something what Will Smith said. He said, the people who are able to stoke your fire, those are the people you want in your life. But if they're not able to do it, then you need to push those people out, because those are the people who will tear you down. And me personally, I've had to let a lot of people go when it comes down to it. It's not because I don't think eventually they can see the reality of how much they've done to tear me down, but when it comes down to that, I'd rather not have those people in my life.
Well, the saying, you are the master of your own fate, is the truest thing ever. There's people I've seen, I hate my life, I hate my job. Well, you create your own happiness.
Well,
If
true,
you
it's
believe
like,
that you hate it, guess what? You're going to hate it.
true. But see, if
Go ahead.
you have to look at it this way. There are some people out there who want to throw a pity party and want every people to be like, oh, well, we'll help you do this, we'll help you do that. But you also have to realize those people have to be able to help themselves. They have to be able to realize some of those situations they've gone through, by their actions, they have created those problems.
Exactly. You create your own happiness and your own life.
Exactly. It's like
nobody else does.
One of my really good friends she was telling me like she almost completed college, but I'm like, you want to know, like, she's like, well, and I let the people, because I wanted to hang out with these people. I'm like, okay, well, you know what the problem is. If you know what the problem is, and then you can know what the solution is, then you need to capitalize on that solution, because that's the one thing right there what's going to push you further. If you can't figure out what the problem is, then you eventually create more problems than the solution. And that's something you don't want. You don't want to create more problems. And a lot of people out there, that's all they want to do. Like, I've had my own grandmother tell me, oh, I want to, because I tell people what's gone through my life, oh, I just want them to throw a pity party. No, it's not I don't want them to throw a pity party. Honestly, I can care less if they throw a pity party for me. That's their own action saying, oh, well, we're sorry and stuff. I get people are saying they're sorry because they care. But on top of it, I'm letting people know my story of my life. So maybe, say if they could be in that situation, then they're able to look at the same situation what I've been in and be like, oh, well, he's been able to push himself out of that. So now I need to look at my situation, and even if it's similar or it might be different, then why can't I not push myself out of this get myself out of this situation and do better?
And AR, you know yourself that I've spoken to people who have had rougher situations, not than you, but than what you're currently